Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I do that because otherwise I have no idea what day of the week it is. Sometimes. Sometimes hubby and I play that game. What day is this? Okay. Anyway, hi, Positively Crafty. Welcome. I hope you're getting a good start to the day. I, I've been up a couple hours. I've had quite a few cups of coffee. Doing pretty good. I changed where my face camera, full camera was, not my work camera. uh, Put it back up on top of my monitor because that gets me looking at the computer. It was driving me crazy to try and have it elsewhere and look over to the computer and have this the side eye thing all the time, and it just was really bugging me. So you have to put up with the mess behind me. That's the whole reason I was doing it the other way, was I had more right close up. That's just the way it goes. I have very cheap cameras, um, very cheap cameras, and they're not like, I can't focus, or I can't mess with them. I can do a little bit with the settings, just a little bit with what the computer will do as far as resolution and stuff like that. But I have just never invested in expensive cameras, and these have been. They'll probably die tomorrow, right? If I say this, but I got them when I started streaming 2 years ago in July, so we are coming up on 2 years of use. So anyway, I just use them the way that I can, right? As opposed to trying to improve anything. I don't put a lot of time into the stream. My whole point to the streaming is to talk to the people that come. And hi, Kay, especially Kay. I always look for Kay. Welcome. My point for streaming is to share what I know, in particular about spinning, but some of the other crafts and stuff. Like today, I'm going to be knitting with hand spun, just to prove that you can actually do that. And because I really am on a deadline, I need to make this gift to be given to my sister-in-law, so I'm on a deadline. Uh, but I stream to give the kind of information that I used to give in the podcasts, and podcasts were, they had a limited audience. I had a good following. I was heard worldwide. But I gave up doing that because once 2 years ago I started doing this kind of thing, I could show what I was talking about on podcasts. I had to find hundreds of words to explain something sometimes when I can just show it here. And I know that there are people who miss the podcast, and there are times when I feel like, oh, I really should not have given that up. I should have made the time for it. But when you stream 3 or maybe sometimes more a week, podcasts are labor intensive. They're very editing labor intensive. So it's not just going in and recording an hour of audio. It takes about 6 to 8 hours to edit that hour of audio, at least in my thing. I just can't leave it the way it is raw, because there are long pauses, there are um, restarts, right? Where I talk about something and I was like, no, that isn't going the right way, so I start over. I mean, it's necessary to edit a podcast to have it not drive people crazy to listen to it. So for that reason, this is like fits my lifestyle so much better now. Get on, do it, and it's done. I spend some time uploading these to my YouTube channel, so that they're preserved, and some are private and some are public. But other than that, I don't spend really a whole lot of other time. Anyway, that I don't know where I guess I was trying to say that over the 2 years, I have developed this idea that this is what I want to do, right? And I'm gradually working myself into being okay with giving up the podcast. And I do. That's absolutely true. I never heard, well, I won't say never, but it was like maybe once or twice a year I would hear from a listener. of a podcast. So, absolutely, even though I had chat available, not chat, but comments available with each of the podcast episode on the yarnspinnerstales.com website. Um, anyway, they might leave that and I might know about it and I might not if I don't go look or whatever. So you are right. The immediate chat is really fun. It'd be a lot more fun if we could just all Zoom, one great big Zoom, but you know. Yeah, absolutely. It was always delayed, mostly on my part because I didn't go look. So it is. I am very happy to be streaming. And the Discord also replaced what, I would rely on. Discord is more immediate. I check Discord several times a day. Um, Not only just my channel, but everybody that I read. Almost everybody, not everybody, but like I'm checking the Tour de France one now, and I'm always check a few of the other streamers. A few of them I read maybe once a week or something like that. But Discord is also a very good community thing and builder and communication tool. So times change. We just have to change with them. I made a cup of coffee and I did it in such a time that by the time I got on the stream, it was really cooling down. So I am going to take the last sip here and then we're going to start knitting. If you all have been watching over the last couple months, 2 months, I know I have notes somewhere where I know where I started this yarn and stopped this yarn, but this is a cashmere, where's my camera? Cashmere silk yarn. And it is probably, I won't say it's my most perfect yarn. Obviously, there are thick and thin, but really, this is probably my most, not amazing, I'm not even sure what to say, but best blend ever. Best blend ever. It gets the ribbon for the best blend ever. And I had to really make a decision on, I looked at this yarn and I just knew my sister-in-law would love a scarf out of it because she's the typical, oh, wool itches kind of person. It wouldn't matter how soft. I'm not sure she would like even merino. But this is just like, well, I'm giving her cashmere silk. But I also I really wanted to put it in the state fair. And the state fair is not till August. And we are going to see my brother and sister-in-law in a couple weeks. And I want to get this done before we go. So I gave up the idea of putting it in the state fair, even though it was like, oh man. Besides, it probably wouldn't judge well because like I said, you can see right there, if you can see past the shine, the pline's a little uneven. There are thicker areas, which I think are the cashmere. The cashmere is the lighter color. And if you look here, I think you can see it better. Oop, let me slide this down so it doesn't go off and that's the wrong side. Let me get the right side, even though. But you can see the light colors in there, right? That is the cashmere. The cashmere is natural colored, and the silk is dyed blue. I did not make this blend, so I purchased it, and I can't remember who I purchased it from. And it's going to need blocked. It's got this. I love this pattern. I will show you real quick. It's just the end of it. I'll show you real quick what it's going to look like. Okay. It's going to continue this on up, and you make 2 halves and graft them together. So you do, I am working on this pattern right here, and then this part goes pretty quick. Lots and lots of yarn overs, right? And then knit. So this part will go pretty quick. But I'm only on the first part. I love this pattern. This is in the book Northern Knit gifts. I didn't take the time to do it. I'm having difficulty with the pattern not doing what they say it's going to do. Like, I don't have the correct number of stitches, even though I followed the pattern. I mean, specifically undid things a number of times to make sure I had, but they don't give. So I was going to look to see if there was an errata anywhere, because the thing that's happening is once you hit this part that is this leaf design with the yarn overs and everything, this isn't centered the way it's centered in the book. And I thought about ripping that out and starting over, and I probably should, but I'm not gonna. Because ultimately on a scarf, you're gonna wrap it around your, oh, you can't see that anyway, what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm talking about right here, this and this really should have been like more like here and here. And that, I mean, I restarted and worked on it a number of times and doing exactly what it says in the pattern, and they never tell you how many stitches you were supposed to end up with on here. So either this has ended up wider than, and it doesn't look like it, you know, it doesn't look like it bowed out or anything from the little lacy bottom, but either this is wider than they anticipate in the pattern, I have more stitches than they anticipate, or they really, the way they wrote the pattern is not the way the picture was knit, if that makes sense. And I don't know if sometimes they take the pattern and take a picture of an example one, but their, you know, the pattern is edited different or whatever. So that was the only thing, and that's why I was going to look for an errata. But at this point, I am just going to go ahead and follow. I am at the widest point here, so I'll go back in. So it's not going to go any further over this way, which is fortunate. And what they say in the, what the actual words say is, once you, if you're knitting this way, and you hit the end of these yarn overs and everything, and they say, do this till the end of the stitches. Well, there's not enough stitches here to do another complete pattern. They only show 2 patterns on the scarf, and yet they don't show all of this expansive knitting on the side of this. This is more centered. So the pattern and the way it's written doesn't really match. I mean, the picture and the way it's written doesn't really match. It took me a little while to figure that out, because I am a faithful, I follow the pattern every word, every step, and I count stitches if they give me a stitch count, but they didn't on this. All they say is you do this eyelet pattern here, and they have not given a number of stitches anywhere. You cast on 5 and do all of this work 3 times and end up with picking, oh, that's what it is. You pick up, where is it here? You pick up 37 stitches, plus I had one. So I have 38 stitches. I don't know what I have now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24, 26, 28, 30, 46, 38. Yeah, I have 42. I have 4 more than 38. And yet I don't want this to dip in over here. You know, this is definitely nice and straight right there if it gets blocked. This has got, if anything, way more here on this here. It's not straight on this side at all. It's kind of like the ruffle goes up the side of it. But if I continue straight here, so I don't really want to decrease. Yeah, it is frustrating, Kay. I mean, that's knitting, right? That's knitting. It happens. It's organic in many ways. Um, on the positive side, I love the way these are size 3 needles. I love the gauge. I mean, I love the drape, and I love the fabric itself with these needles and this yarn. That's working. So I am on. Okay. The odd side, I mean, yeah, odd number is purled. So, hello, SK. Well, happy lurk. Enjoy. Thanks for saying hi. I hope you have a productive day. I have never quite figured out how to. I mean, there is no way to get camera work that's. I don't have any way to get camera work super close on my knitting. Plus, my hand, the way I knit, my hands are in the way. I mean, of the needles. They're just all over the needle. So that's just the way it's going to be. I did wash the skein of yarn, so the twist is pretty set. Tour de Fleece starts Friday. I am going to stream Friday night and officially start Tour de Fleece on stream. Oh man, I wonder if hubby got that Bondex. I bet you he forgot to get it. We went to town yesterday and he went to Lowe's. Oh, I bet he forgot to get it. We'll run into. Fortunately, it's not. It's only 8 or 9 miles away. I'll tell you, we can't. No, but neither one of us can remember anything. Okay, I'm on row 12, and it's repeat row 4. Oh, I was going to tell you that this lattice work, which you can't see real well, but is the main bulk part of the thing, has double yarn overs. All right, you knit 2 and you yarn over twice. And when I was working on these, that was like a practice run down there, right? Because that's what the main thing's going to be. I was messing with how you're supposed to knit. It says knit the double yarn overs. And I was like, I know I don't knit them together, right? But you cannot knit 2 yarn overs side by side. It just, I mean, you would think that it would be intuitive for me to realize, but I finally had to Google how to knit a double yarn over. And the thing that it says is you knit the first one and you purl the second one, which makes absolute sense because that's where your yarn is. And if you knit the 2 together, they just kind of unravel. I mean, they don't stay knit. So I messed with that for a long time, and I finally Googled it, and then it was like, oh, duh. That makes so much sense. But yeah, If you have double yarn overs and they tell you to knit the double yarn overs, you knit them purl. Okay, this row is knit 4, knit 2 together. I'm going to say this out loud. I probably shouldn't. Knit 4. That is my only problem, is I am working out of a book. I don't like working out of a book. I like working out of my Knit Companion. Okay, knit 5, then knit 4. All right. Hi, HG. Oh, I make list after list after list. Not just shopping. I mean, things I need to remember to do. I like lace that has a resting row, you know, where the back row is. Of course, that makes this have a, if you're real into right and wrong sides with knitting, it does give it a back wrong side, but I don't think it matters that much on a scarf. Pearl is just as pretty. This was not as easy to spin as, I mean, just because it's soft didn't make it really easy to spin. There were areas that did not want to draft out thin. They were real chunky like. I don't know if that's the I think that might be the cashmere being real short. Oh, okay. We're doing rows 4, then 6, then 4, then 6, then 8, then 6, then 4, then 2. Holy moly, I need a sticky note. Here, I got them. I'm going to have to keep track of where I'm at. Well, I got my clicker, but this will help. Because, all right. That'll help a little bit. Knit two together, yarn over twice. It's slippery. I am on metal needles. I should be on wood needles, but I didn't have wood needles. I only have sock size needles that are wood. So it's slippery on these needles. One of the things that makes it feel like it goes really quick is the few number of stitches. Oh, like slip knits. Okay. Oh, what I was going to say that I never finished saying when on the pattern, the way it really should have read is repeat the pattern the lace twice, put that in parentheses 2 times, and then knit to the end of the row. They never put that knit to the end of the row in. What's everybody doing today? Just general or working? I spent an hour on the porch this morning. That was so nice. It's cool. It's really delightful out there. We moved a table, so there's a good workspace out there now. I got my entry submission in for the state fair. State fair is not till August, but you have to have your entry in by July 1st. And that's a good thing because that gives me incentive, right, to get things done and get to thinking about if there's something I'm still going to spend as opposed to pulling for what I spend. You can use anything that hasn't been entered to the state fair that you made over the last 2 years. Um, my yarn from last year is all packed away in the bin for, use this yarn, use or sell this yarn sometime. So if I pull from any that's already done, it's going to be from this year. That's the way I usually do it anyway, because I have had a good 6 months to get a lot of yarn spun. All right, that looks pretty good. If I block this, the lace pattern should pop up better. I'm pretty sure that it will need blocking. Let's see, I just did 15. But the categories, they haven't changed for years and years and years. And so there are times when I'm spinning during the year and I think, oh, well, this will fit in the 100% wool, or this will fit in the no wool, 50% or more of manufactured man-made fiber, right? Like Tencel. So the categories haven't changed for so long that I sometimes like, yeah, I know that that's what this is going to be for. But I wrote them all down in a notebook, of course, because I'm starting out with a plan first, and figured out the ones that I pretty well probably have done and what I need to do. And the very last category is fiber dyed by you. And the way I think about that is combing up fiber and putting it in a clear plastic bag, all these nice little nests, right? One year I did a bunch of colors, and so it doesn't have to be that way. I thought about other ways of presenting it, like doing a bat and dizzying it off into a roving or something like that. And I don't know, in the process of all that thinking, I thought, oh man, I can just see my yin yang Shetland is black and white, right? This is natural color. Okay. I can just see that in a bag with the black and the white. And I thought, I put that down. Okay, yin yang Shetland. And then 2 days later, I'm thinking, I go, duh, that's not dyed. I got a fiber I dyed. I did do a dye day a while ago, this spring. And the one is not good. I don't like the Cormo, but I got the other one. So I got to take a look at that and decide if that's what it is. Now, just because I entered, okay, you pay $15, you get to enter as many of the categories as you want. Not categories, but, the individual ones. You get to enter anything under the one category, which is spinning. So if I don't have anything, it's no big deal, right? It really isn't, because I'm just submitting up to 8 different entries. Then it doesn't matter if I don't. So anyway, I was like, that would be so pretty, but that's not what they want. The judge would take one look at that and go, this isn't dyed. Like, I would have looked like such a fool. Okay, let's see. Knit 2 together, yarn over. Knit 3, yarn over. I could talk on this row, but I don't have anything to talk about. All right. This is 18. And we are doing row 6. I'm sure I got the extra stitches by trying to follow the pattern where, it didn't say knit to the end, it says repeat until the last two stitches and then knit the last two stitches. So, I think I increased without decreasing. Until I finally figured out that I really wasn't going to make a third lace pattern. And when I hit an hour, I'll do a stretch break and I'll Google for that. See if there's an errata. I went to the Ravelry page originally. I was trying to see if there was any place that it was on digitally. The pattern was digital somewhere, but it wasn't. It's only in this book. I like this book. There's a lot of stuff I'd like to make out of here. They're small projects because they're gifts. But like I said, I am not used to knitting out. I have all these knitting books, but I don't like knitting out of them, which is crazy. Why have them? I just need to get over that. I used to have a clear acrylic stand thing that you'd put a cookbook behind. I don't know whatever happened to that. But that actually would work with books for knitting too. I really can't do a big chart. I have to do charts digitally because of keeping track where I am and that sort of thing, or make a Xerox, right, and put it on my magnet board, the piece of paper on my magnet board. Those are the only two ways I can do charts. '20 is row 8. Oh, we're proceeding onward here. Row 8, okay. This is as wide as it goes. Knit 2 together, yarn over twice. I got a bad area here. It's going to be a yarn over 2. That's not good. This is really in. Wonder if I can. Not really. Kind of in the shadow there. It's because of my hands. Nothing to do about that. Uh-oh. Very nice. Row 6. This should be the. I only repeat this once, I think. Huh. After I do the lace pattern, I have a decrease row. And I go down to, well, it says I'm supposed to go down to 34 stitches. And then another decrease row down to 31. That's, yeah, that it is. The, what they call the Grand Picot, all that open work is a lot narrower. So let's see, multiple for the Grand Picot, the final number of stitches has to be multiple of 3 plus 4 edge stitches. Okay, I'll figure that out and get that right then. All right, where am I here? Row 6. Row 6. I'm actually on row 22, but it repeats row 6. Okay. Well, I will be glad to be done with this section. It's just okay, isn't it? Maybe I'm not that much of a lace knitter. I like the way it looks once it's done. Once I get this done, then I have to start knit something with a hand spun yarn for the state fair. I know what I want to make. It's also going to be a scarf, but I talked about this before. I'm going to put locks in a design on the knitting as I work on it. It's going to be an experiment, and I definitely will be showing that on stream a couple times, I imagine, as I work to get it done. Work to figure it out and then work to get it done. I think it's going to be cool looking. I need a light colored base hand spun yarn. I have a lot of alpaca, although I really think a wool will work better. So I will go stash diving for that. Not spin it, I don't think, anyway. Okay, row 4. Well, hello and goodbye. How's come both of you hit me at the same time? Okay, how do I do this? I always forget how to do this. Oh, there. No, not there. There it is, somewhere. I always forget there's a difference between block and band. Here we go. Now you guys are gone. All right. Close enough. I'm going to take a little bit of a stretch break here. I hate to complain, but boy, I'm having so much trouble with my knee. And I'm not supposed to be having trouble. That's what I went through all the surgery for. Oh, I never do get it right, do we? I don't know if this is gonna... I spell this? Oh yeah, I didn't mean that. Why didn't I need to type that? Huh. That didn't work. All right. Go to Ravelry. Did I ever make a project for this? I don't think I did. Nope, I didn't make a project for this. I need to do that. This is called Dimity. D-I-M-I-T-I-E by Lucinda Guy, which is the Northern Knits. There is another Dimity actual sweater, so all right, let's see here. No errata listed. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Didn't work. No errata. Oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Let's see, I'm on row 24, which is row 4. Huh. Uh-oh. Am I repeating this? Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, no. I just moved my thing and forgot I moved it. That's all. All right. I am on row 4. I'm getting there. I only have a few more rows here. This is a weird row. I thought I'd been knitting these before, but I only did it once before. Okay. Oh wait, knit 5. I think that's right. I better recheck here though. 3, 4. Oh, nope. See, I did it wrong. I did it twice there and I shouldn't have. Okay. Backtrack. Glad I caught that. This is why I don't take breaks when I'm knitting. All right, where's that? 3 more stitches. Okay, so that's right. Now, okay. Why are my knitting needles all of a sudden making all this noise? They weren't before. Oh, I moved the table. I had to stretch my legs, so I moved the table out of the way. That's why. Must have moved the table closer. Phone's ringing. Yesterday, hubby was talking on his cell phone and ran out of battery, picked up the house phone, and it was dead. So he went tracing the line and found a break. We don't know how long it's been like that. And it's actually been kind of nice because the phone hasn't been ringing at supper time and all that. Crappy phone calls. But they're back. They're back. Okay, row 2. We're working our way back up the tree here. Or down, whichever way you want to look at it. Okay, HG, you have a good day too. I will see you Thursday, hopefully. Thursday evening or afternoon. I have to work it out. Probably afternoon. I'll probably change it, unfortunately, and then do Friday evening because I want to do a extra for turtle fleece. So I think that's the way it's going to be. I think it's going to be. See, I won't have a Sunday. We're going to be out of town the weekend, so I won't have a Sunday stream, which is usually 3 to 5. So I think on Thursday I'm going to do it 3 to 5, and on Friday I'll do the evening one, which is whatever. Jade, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Welcome. Glad to see everybody today. It's been nice having people pop up and say hello. I'm knitting some lace here, following a pattern, so I, go back and forth between talking and paying attention here. Come on. I hate slip knits. I said that already, didn't I? There we go. Jade Valley, you're eating lunch, yay! You posted your first. Okay, good. First, your finished cross stitch in the Discord. You got it all framed last night. Oh, I'll go look. That's exciting. My poor Christmas ornament cross stitch is not getting worked on. I keep finding other things to do on Tuesdays. Oh, the spammers are out. I may have to go to emote only. I hate that though. I don't want to do that. Oh, that's nice. That sounds wonderful. Let me ban this person here. I think I still have Discord up. Let's see here. Here we go. I found it. Oh, cool. Let me make that bigger. Oh my goodness. Oh. That is really nice. I like the framing too. It's big. It's back behind the. I mean, it's on the back of a chair, isn't it? It's good size. Aw, that's really nice. Does it bother you to give them away? I mean, you make it on purpose for whatever for people. You know, I haven't actually made. This is the first I've made for a long, long time for somebody else. Um, with the exception of my daughter and daughter's family. But I used to do a lot where I gave handmade gifts like that. I finally got to the point where I stopped. And the whole key is to know the recipient that they will truly appreciate it because there's so much time in that. You know, I just cannot call what I do hobbies. Truly, even non-textile things that I do, um, they take such enormous amount of time. I always thought of hobbies as like, you know, you go about your day and you get done with your day, and the last couple hours before you go to bed, you think, oh, I'll do my hobby, right? I don't have that kind of hobbies. I have full time jobs. I don't even want to call them jobs. I don't know what to call them. I can't call them hobbies because they are not that, they take up so much of my time. They are my entire day, especially the text, especially this. I mean, the um, spinning and stuff with spinning. Oh, it's a shadow box. That's why it looks okay. It has that depth. Okay, that's what I was seeing. That's really nice. You don't think it'll bother you to give it? They're your best friends in this memorial. I knew that was that. So that's good. That's wonderful. All right. Need to. I have my last two rows on this. Woohoo! She wrote a book. What did you write, Jade? Okay, according to Wikipedia, hobbyist may be identified under three subcategories. I love that you looked this up. Casual leisure, which is intrinsically rewarding, short lived, pleasurable activity requiring little or no preparation. Oh, do I have any casual leisure? Hmm. Okay. Serious leisure, which is a systematic pursuit of an amateur. That's what I am, I think. Hobbyist or volunteer that is substantial, rewarding, results in a sense of accomplishment. And finally, project based leisure, which is short term, often one off project that is rewarding. You just said the same thing. You figure my hobbies fall into that second category. There's like no there's purpose, right? And sometimes there's projects within that would be the subcategories of that. But the overall thing about spinning for me and all that is it's just a lifestyle. You're in the serious leisure or project based leisure. I try to be in the project base, but I end up, I mean, you cannot call carding or combing fiber project based, right? The spinning hobby, if we're gonna go ahead and use that term, the spinning lifestyle has way more than final output. Except reading, I say that's casual leisure. I really think it's project based leisure. which is, it can be short term. It doesn't have to be short term, but it is a one time thing, right? You're not going to make that memorial cross stitch again. You may make a different one, but it will vary even with maybe colors or even just the name, right? That is a one time thing. So, one bag project from start to finish. Yeah. That's really cool. Um, I never thought to look that up because I didn't really think it was a thing, right? I thought it was just me fussing about, I'm never done with anything. All right, knit 3, knit 6. And that technically isn't true, but my done projects are few and far between. I have way more. They're not even considered projects. I mean, how many years have I been saying it's a process? It's it's all about process, progress, and progress in the process. You're never done either. You just bought 3 cross stitch patterns, one from a coworker potentially, and 2 that you liked. Yeah. I don't like the fact that this is in the. I don't like knitting on top of the table, but it's in the shadow if I don't. I can purl without moving the needle that's in my left hand, much akin to the older style of knitting where they park the needle somewhere. I tried really, really hard to learn and do the style where you don't throw your yarn, you pick. Oh, man, I was taught this way. I have knit this way for so many years that it just feels way too slow. I get really frustrated with how slow it is. So every once in a while, I'll tell you where I am working on learning. Remember when I was doing all the breed studies over the last 2 years ago? It's been, if you don't count this year, it was the last 2 years. I am making swatches and sometimes I'm making different shapes, like Christmas stockings, or not stockings, but flat shapes. Okay. And putting ties on top. And then each swatch is got, even if it's a square, embroidered the sheep's name from the what the sample's from, right? So I'm making this breed Christmas ornament swatch thing, and it's a slow process. I pick it up every now and then. But to make that, if I'm doing a square, that's when I practice the other style of knitting, picking instead of throwing it. Not much practice, I admit, but at least I'm trying. At least I'm doing that. Right, I am done with this lace. Hi, Thorns and Thread. Boy, welcome. It's been a while. It is slow for a long time, but it's worth it if you can get past that. Yeah? Yeah, okay. You can, you call that flicking? I'm terrible. I can do the spinning terms, but I'm not as good with the knitting terms as which is continental, which is whatever, but I do say throwing or picking to kind of describe what I'm talking about. Look at that. Ooh, that is so pretty. Now we're going to do some decrease rows and try to get back to 31 stitches. And they say that okay, that picot, that open area, I have 106 rows. Woohoo! That's going to be a lot. I hope it goes fast. All right. 31 stitches, it's supposed to be, if I subtract the 4, I have 27. Yeah, multiple of 3 is 9. Okay, so 31 stitches is what I'm going for. You think flicking because that's what you feel like your finger's doing. Okay, that makes sense. What's Jade say here? I missed a few of yours. Oh, one of your cross says, "Not my circus, not my monkeys." Is that going to be for you? Excuse me, that made me laugh. For a work office. I like that. That's so cute. The other two are, some people need to start appreciating the effort I put into not becoming a serial killer. Oh, hopefully that's for you, right? And my housekeeping style is best described as there appears to have been a struggle. I have seen that one. Oh, that one is good. Thank you, Thorns and Thread. This is from a book called Northern Knit Gifts. So that's what, and look at those. Aren't those amazing? And there is a lot of color work in there, but this is a lace pattern, a lace scarf pattern. I know. They are. I really want to do a lot out of this book. There's a lot of really cool stuff. All right, so I can take this off. I'm done counting these. And we're going to do some decrease rows here. Oh, I'm excited. I'm going to get to the nitty gritty here, where I won't have to keep the book open anymore. Okay, knit 2, purl 1, purl 2 together. Why am I purling on the right side? I am though. Yeah. Looks like it's there. Okay, I did exactly the number of lace rows, and then the next row is all purls, which should be the wrong side, and the next row after that is all knits. I'm just going to swap those rows. That's crazy. Would they did I can't tell. There's pearl rose at the bottom. I guess there is pearl. I guess there is rose that kind of stand up away from, like, unlike the knit. So I'll do like it says. I'll do like it says here. Okay, Jade, we'll see you in a minute. You've only tried that color work like that once. You need to work on your attention carrying the colors away. That's so true of everything. I know. I've done a number of color work, like in sock patterns, which is real important. You don't want your sock tiny. I've done color work in Christmas stockings, which wasn't as important. It's way bigger. It's a bigger yarn, and it was possible to keep it looser in the back, right? So that's where I've had the most success, was with Christmas stockings when I did color work. All right, decrease row here. Purl 13. Purl 2 together. I may have to do these decrease rows twice. You know, I have 4 extra stitches. I'll count after I do 2 of them. 2 rows. So it looks like I have 5 more stitches than what they expect. So let's see. Next is you like the self-striping yarns? I know. All the work's done for you. But yeah, right. I have a lap blanket that I'm working on that is putting a pattern into the blanket because of the yarn, and I don't have to do anything other than knit and purl. That's my TV knitting, but yes, exactly. Okay, slip, slip, knit, and then knit 11 twice. Okay. Feels so weird to be knitting on the wrong side. Man, that didn't take... Why isn't it taking the stitches down? I'm supposed to have 31 stitches. Now, I could have 34, as long as I have, let's see. Yeah, add 3. I could have 34 or 39. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 20, 28, 30, 32, 34. I have 2 stitches too many. Huh. And I need to be knitting All right, let's see here. I think I will decrease just 1 on each edge and I should be fine. Okay, thorns and thread. You have a baby blanket? You need to get working for your niece. Uh-oh, they'll be arriving in October. Yeah, she's not going to wait. I am thinking potential crochet projects so you can get it done before she gets here. Let me tell you about my blankets for my grandson. Yeah, I feel like I don't make progress as fast with knitting, even though you love the look more. Oh, I agree with you. I can crochet, especially if it's a thicker yarn. I like the look of crochet with a DK or Aran weight. I like knitting with it, but it's a kind of a different drape to the fabric and a different fabric, if that makes sense. Yeah. All right, so we're ready for the Grand Pico eyelet. And we continue the knit of the first 2 stitches. I am going to put a decrease in here by knitting 2 together and slip knit on the other end. And then it should work out here. Okay, what's slip knit 2 past slip over? I'm pretty sure. Let me look this up. SK2P. Where's my... SK2P isn't on here. SK, slip a stitch, knit a stitch, pass, So you knit 2 stitches. So what am I doing here? Okay, I'm slipping it over the 2 stitches because I do a double yarn over after that. And that's all the way across the row. All right. I already did this once down here, but I remember I had trouble figuring it out then too. All right. Well, shoot. See, I can't really do a decrease there because I have to slip one, knit 2, so I'll do a decrease there and pass the slip stitch over. Okay. And then yarn over twice. All right, and then repeat. Slip, knit 2, yep. Oh boy. I don't know if this is going to go fast or not. Because you really got to grab the right one to pass over and not grab a yarn over. Okay, I got my stitches right here as far as the pattern. Now we're going to work into the double yarn overs, and it says to purl 1, knit 1. So we're going to purl 1, knit 1, and then purl 1 and repeat. Picot. I just think picots in crochet terms where they are little semicircles around something. That's not what this is. This is a big old hole in the knitting. Oops. Come back. Yo, stitch down. I have to remember to knit the last 2 stitches. It's got a little garter border going on the side here. It's still curling though. It's pretty, but it's still curling. Not too bad. And then we just knit. Those are my 3 rows. I wonder if I can remember that. I'm sure I can after 106 times. I have no idea how much of this yarn this is pattern is going to use, and I have the flexibility of since it's made in 2 halves, the second half may not be as long. The graph may not be right in the middle, which is okay, and the scarf would be shorter. So, you know, what I'm really hoping though is that I knit this and have some left. But if I have some left, it probably is not going to be enough to make much of anything, really. So. Okay, so that is the 3 rows, and that is the, let's see here, picots. And the rest of this is going to be that stitch for half. It's this right here for half of a scarf, and then I'll start the other end, do this, start here, go up there, and that's what gets grafted together. So this says I need to do these 3 rows 106 times. And my little stitch counter only goes to 99. That's all right. We've done it once. Oh my gosh. I am not going to count rows, obviously. I'm going to count the 3 rows as one pattern block. My goodness. I'm happy with it though. I am. I really like this pattern. I really like the way it's looking with the thread, the yarn. I think it was a good match. A really good match. Okay, I'm gonna do a few more rows. I'll do a few more repeats and then probably call it a stream. I'll need to move around. I can't sit too much longer. I'm gonna take a bit of a stretch break though. I feel like now I'm really making progress. This feels good. Get some water. going to be this row that I'm going to have trouble remembering. Slip, knit 2, and pass over. Yarn over twice. Slip, knit 2. Not sure this is going to be TV knitting. I don't know at this point. Darn, I have an extra stitch. I thought I had it worked out. Sure, I did this right. Maybe I needed to decrease one more row than I expected. Hi, welcome back. You got one thing done that you've been needing to do for about 1 or 2 weeks, plus one thing that needed done next week. Wow. You had to stop because I started threatening to pass out. Don't do that. So now I'll watch while hydrating, relaxing for a bit, and start the stuff that I can work on the computer. Is it super hot? Are you in Texas or, I mean, in one of those super hot places? For me, it's the interaction, which you are doing great at. So it makes a Twitch stream. Okay, not necessarily what they're doing. People do different things I've discovered. They mute the sound and just watch, while they're probably working on the computer, right? They've got their work going, but they have the little screen going. And so visually, it needs to be interesting, right? Because they're not going to listen to what you're talking about. And other people pretty much just listen. I know I'm one of these during stream. I listen more than I watch the stream. In 2 cases, I have a stream that I watch at bedtime, Snoring Cat Fibers, that she comes on at 11 p.m. my time, right? So I'm in bed lights out with my iPad running on Twitch and just listening to her talk. It's like she talks me asleep. And in other cases, if I'm doing needlework, most of the time I'm just listening, you know. So it's got to both be there because different people do different things. You're in Utah. It's not hot. You're not sure what caused it. You used to have this happen sporadically, but I haven't for a while. It's possible it's because you hadn't taken your pills, so when your body didn't have the energy to do what you were doing. My body doesn't always digest things normally, despite having eaten. You did okay. It may or may not be a glucose thing. I understand that. It's just in general, bodies are like that. I never know. I always thought it was, I mean, I I understand that not everybody's aging like I am, but I have discovered as I've aged, right? I now no longer can depend on my body to do what I had planned for that day. It will depend on when I get up on what my body feels like, right? So, yeah, bodies are like that. They really are. But anyway, rest up. One of your pills is a pancreatic enzyme. Your body literally doesn't digest things normal. I know about that. I mean, I'm a med tech, right? I do the other end of it, not the pills, not the diagnosing the doctor stuff. I did the lab tests that would give that information to the doctor, you know, and I know what you're talking about. When the body doesn't digest the food, the lab results aren't right. Um, some days you can get away with it for a while, and then others you can't. Right. And that, I was saying that I just took that as part of aging because on the whole, I have been blessed with good health and could pretty much in my prime years, do whatever I wanted to do besides working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So now I just take it as it comes. That's a new one to me. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and aging's made it worse. Okay. But you're under good treatment, right? And taking care of yourself. Understanding is 90% of it, isn't it? Understanding what you need to do, take care of yourself. I hate to say it, but these rows are not coming out. I, I have an extra purr one all through here. Oh my gosh. I have not ever had so much trouble with a pattern. I would not begin to complain to and point it out to anybody without another person also. Like I would get my daughter to knit it or something. She's really good. I may show it to her sometime. She's really good tech editor with knitting patterns. I don't know if she's good with crochet or not. She can visualize, read knitting patterns and visualize the knitting. I can't do that. And this is third row is all knit. Must be time to end. All my viewers are gone. That's fine. It's my lunchtime too. So I am going to do this knit row.
Are you ready to bake?
Click join.
And my music has gone to the beginning with an ad. So all the signs say it's time to say goodbye. It's been a fun stream. Lots of people stopped by and chatted. I really enjoy that. So everybody come back again on Thursday. It'll be 3 to 5 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. I hope. If hubby's like got, insisting that we do something that day, that time, usually he's really, really, really good about working things out. But the middle of the afternoon is the hardest one for him to give up. Sometimes he needs to go into town to do things, get certain things, pick up certain things, deliver certain things, buy certain things, and he doesn't drive. So I have to take him. So we work together with that. You wonder if the pattern's having issues. I have been saying this the whole time. I know you haven't been here, but the truth is, I even looked up to see if there was errata, and I couldn't find anything. Somebody else needs to knit this pattern to figure out if there's issues or if it's just me. Someone else you watched was streaming crochet a pattern online, and while doing so found out that the pattern was written incorrectly. Right. They brought it up and a few days later heard back with a correction to the pattern. Yeah, but see, I can't be 100% sure without trying it again, but even me trying it again, I'm liable to be misreading something. And that's what's causing it, right? I need somebody else's eyes to look at it, and that's why I'm pretty sure I'm going to be showing it to my daughter. I have no problem with how it looks, right? Especially because I'm going to be blocking it, and it is with hand spun, so it's not as smooth of a yarn as regular store-bought yarn, but I love it. I'm perfectly happy with it. I'm going to continue knitting it, whatever it comes out to be. And that's a second repeat of 106. So I'm going to go work on that. And put my feet up after I have a bite to eat. Maybe make a new pot of coffee. Let's see here. You don't knit. Well, that's okay. I got a daughter that I can bug. It's about time I make her do something. She's so busy though. I try to stay out of her life. Just call her up every now and then, say, "I'm alive. Are you alive?" How you doing? Are you well? Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you all. SK, take care of yourself and come back. I'll talk to you whenever. You all come back on Thursday and Friday night. Friday night. Friday night. I always have I always have trouble saying goodbye. There's some streamers that's plain don't say goodbye. It's just like, okay, maybe that's the way I have to do it. Take care, you all. Happy spinning.